Dear viewers of the Tom Photo channel, are you going on vacation or just got a new camera to record those amazing sights you're going to see, but you're not very experienced in photography? Maybe your new camera is still in delivery due to arrive just days before your vacation starts. Then this video is for you. I'll help you with the camera part of your vacation so that your photos will be as nice as you want them to be. If you're not going on vacation, please still consider watching because what I say will also be true when photographing around your house. Tip number 1. Don't rely solely on your smartphone. There is much smartphones can do, but so much they cannot. You'll discover this as you go. Some camera phone problems include high noise, bad low light performance, low dynamic range, no bokeh, which means no chance to get an autofocus background. And the list goes on. The big advantage of the phone camera is its ease of use. Tip number 2. Buy a small camera. This is more important than it might sound. I have a list of cameras, and I can only see myself taking the smallest one on a trip with me. Get a camera that is easy to use and also has an automatic mode to make your transition into real photography easier. Don't obsess over what camera is the best in the world. Get one from a major manufacturer that feels good in your hand, is not intimidating, and is preferably on sale. Tip number 3. Don't worry about large and advanced lenses. Just go with your camera's kit lens, provided that you don't have a fixed lens camera, which would be fine too. You will probably want a zoom lens when on vacation with only one lens, but note that shorter zoom ranges often correlate with better overall quality. In the old days, compact cameras offered unbelievable zoom ranges, and as a result, their image quality made people cry. A standard 18 to 55 mm might work the best. Something like an 18 to 200 mm, for example, is not recommended unless it is a really high-end lens. Tip number 4. If you get one accessory for your camera, make it a UV or protective glass filter. You might have dust, sand, splashes of seawater, or you might accidentally touch the lens with a hand covered with sun lotion. I feel strongly about this suggestion. Tip number 5. Don't forget lens cleaning tissue and a squeezable rubber blower. The latter lets you get rid of the dust on the lens, but maybe even more importantly, if you get dust on the sensor and have to remove the lens to clean it, the air blower is an incredibly good solution. Tip number 6. Bring at least 2 batteries and charge both to 100% every night. Don't leave the batteries in a very hot car. Of course, never leave your camera in a very hot car either. Tip number 7. Make sure your camera is strapped around your neck when photographing. Tip number 8. Save room and don't bring a lens hood. Some of you are now confused because the hood will reduce the light coming from the wrong direction and it will protect the lens. In reality, it will take up space. You will leave it in the hotel or simply lose it in the middle of action. Instead, use your hat, hand, or a shadow cast by some other object to block the light coming from the side if that is needed. Tip number 9. Memory cards can go bad. Download your photos every day. The most paranoid of us will save 2 copies and on different external devices. Tip number 10. Try to avoid exposing your camera's sensor to the sun for a long period of time. This means for too many seconds, because this can damage your camera sensor. The lens will focus sunlight directly on the sensor. Occasional quick photography is okay, but filming against the sun without protective filters is not a good idea. Also, leaving your hybrid camera without the lens cap, something one should never do, so that the sunlight can see the sensor is a bad idea. Many people don't know about this danger, so I often talk about it in my videos. Tip number 11. When you give your camera to a stranger to take a photo of you with your family or friends, pick a person who knows a bit about photography. Otherwise, they might compose or focus the shot poorly, making the photo unusable. They might also drop your camera. How to spot a knowledgeable person, you ask? Look at what camera they are using. When you see a large full-frame DSLR in their hand, they probably know a bit about photography, but no guarantees. Tip number 12. Most photographers prefer the A or Aperture priority mode for casual photography. This lets you choose the f-stop. Smaller f-stops let in more light but come with a shallower depth of field. Many people like to go with the large f-stops, hoping to get a maximally sharp photo. This can be flirting with diffraction and may reduce the photo quality. If you know little about your lens, just in case, do not go to f-stops larger than 11. Take at least some photos, especially those of people, with the smallest f-stop that your lens offers. Don't be afraid of small f-stops, but be wary of large ones. Tip number 13. For simplicity, when shooting in A mode, set your camera shutter speed and ISO to auto. When you have fast-moving objects, use the S mode or shutter speed priority. For most moving objects, if you are below 55mm focal length, a shutter speed of 250 is adequate. Tip number 14. If you are a novice, shoot JPEG, not RAW. But for some truly special moments, also shoot RAW in parallel. Sometime in the future, you may learn to use the RAW files, and then it's nice to have that most special moment in RAW. Tip number 15. Shoot the largest format JPEG your camera offers. You can always later reduce the size on the computer. If your camera has a mode for increasing dynamic range, such as EXR or DR on Fuji or active D-lighting on Nikon or dynamic range optimization on Sony, do make use of this. Tip number 16. Don't increase automatic sharpening of your photos on the camera. This cannot be reversed later. That's why an over-sharpened photo is worse than an under-sharpened photo. Tip number 17. If your camera or lens has image stabilization, turn it on. Most people cannot shoot well handheld under a shutter speed of 30 without image stabilization. Remember that image stabilization only helps with the static objects. Tip number 18. If you are in low light without a tripod, try to find any kind of support for your hand, like a tree or a building. Anything will help. Take several photos. If you try long enough, one of the photos will be sharp. Tip number 19. Generally always take 2 pictures of everything and later at home delete the one that was either less sharp, had a problem with the composition, or something else ruined the photo. Tip number 20. When doing street photography, remember that wider angles distort the buildings more than when you zoom in more. The more parallel you hold your camera to the ground, the better the buildings will look. You can later fix the tilted walls of buildings. Please see my link below. I have several useful links for you down in the text box. Tip number 21. When photographing the sea or horizon in general, make sure that the horizon is perfectly level. A tilted horizon typically looks quite bad. Tip number 22. Also try to photograph from heights other than the height of your eyes and use interesting angles. Tip number 23. Don't forget macro shots or shots of the food you eat. This will help convey the feel of the vacation better. Tip number 24. If there is one setting you change before every photo, make it the exposure compensation, also called the EV setting. Find that function and make it a habit to change it as the need arises. The idea is simple. It allows you to turn the photo darker or lighter. It's a must-do move when you have shadows or lots of contrast. Take photos with different settings and decide which you like the most. Tip number 25. Don't be afraid to shoot at night. Just make sure the aperture is maximally open. And generally, I don't recommend you to use flash. Your camera's autofocus may struggle in dim light. Use manual focusing if it's not too complicated, but if it is, just take several photos hoping one will be okay. At night, you probably need to use negative light compensation. I'm sure I forgot something because there are many things one should be mindful of. If I did, let's continue discussing this in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you decide to subscribe to my channel and leave a like, this is a good way to support me. Please enjoy your vacation or your photo trip. Your photos will make the memories last. More photos is better than fewer photos. Goodbye.